we comprised this crazy marketing scheme, right? Because we were into postering and flyering, and we had some rivalries where we'd put posters over posters. And then when Kinko's came out with the big poster size things, we were doing like giant posters over things. And so we did this one thing where it was, we got up one morning, we went to McDonald's, we had a map that we had put on that foam board that you could put stick pins in.
The McDonald's on Broadway?
It was the McDonald's on Broadway,
Okay.
yes. And then we went to the homeless shelter.
Okay.
McDonald's at 4 a.m. We got biscuits and coffee and all kinds of stuff. Went to the homeless shelter. We had like a little pop-up table, and we had an easel with a map, and we had a box of T-shirts that said Tabasco Cat on it. And then we had our McDonald's shit set up on the table. Because they let the people out at like 4. You got to get out of the homeless shelter at like 4 o'clock or 4:30 or something like that, right? So they all come rushing out. We're like, hey, come over. Like coffee, biscuits. I was like, listen, here's a map of where we are. We want to do a marketing campaign. We got T-shirts here. Anybody that wants to grab a T-shirt, this is where we need people. And everybody did it. And so by the time rush hour had happened and people are rolling off the 65 going to like the Music Row area, we had people everywhere in the city with Tabasco Cat T-shirts on. And to the point where like the Tennessean picked it up. I think it was like In Review. There's a bunch of those local magazines picked up, but Tennessean picked it up. The Nightly News picked it up. And it was like this whole thing, and it worked. And so I was in the mail room at MCA like the next day, and Tony Brown, you know, they had cameras out. You could see when like the bosses were pulling up. He's like Range Rover pulled up, and you saw it kind of like the hydraulics lower, gets out, he walks in, and he came up to him and he's like, hey, do you have anything to do with that? I was like, I did. And he was like, all right, cool. Come on with me. So we went up to his office, and that's when I started working in A&R.